the thing that I don't truly understand. If I'm unhappy with something and I'm uncomfortable with something, I fix it.
Yeah.
That's endless motivation, which I don't truly believe in as a concept, but that's endless fuel for the fire.
Right.
If I was unhappy with something about myself, regardless of what it was, I would be able to take all of that discomfort and turn it into endless energy to get the problem fixed.
Yeah, exactly.
But these people seem to
It's okay to be unhappy.
Yeah, well, these people seem to sit and say, I'm really unhappy with X, but then stay doing X. So I don't believe they're truly actually unhappy. What you'll notice if you live life long enough is that somebody will sit and say to you, I'm unhappy being a loser. You say, why are you a loser? I just sit at home and play video games 7 days a week. And you're like, okay. And maybe 3 days of the week, they're unhappy doing that.
Yeah.
And that's the time they email you, and that's the time they want to make a change. But 4 days of the week, they don't really, it doesn't really bother them.
Yeah,
it doesn't really bother them. Because if it bothered them 7 days a week, guess what?
They would fix it.
Correct. Yeah. So I have very little sympathy for people. And that's not because I'm not a nice person, but it's because I've been so hard on myself and I've been through so many things that were difficult, and I've been through so much pain and trauma myself, some of it self-inflicted, some of it given to me by God to make me a better person. But I've been so difficult on myself. It's very hard for me to look at somebody who's refused to be difficult on themselves and see them as my equal or feel sympathy or pity for them. Why would I feel pity for somebody who took the easy route when I took the hardest possible route? Yeah. I took the hardest possible way to be the man I am, and you were too big of a and now you want me to feel sorry for you? I don't feel sorry for you. Yeah. I don't feel sorry for these people. And because as a man, you can be anything you decide you want to be. That's the beauty of being a male. You can build your character completely from the ground up, just like a video game. Every single thing about me that people respect, I built. I was not born a world champion kickboxer. I was not born this intelligent or intellectual. I was not born this rich. I was not born this strong. I was not born this confident. I was not born this interesting. I was not born this charismatic and humble and gorgeous and tall and strong and sexy. I was not born none of these things. I became these things myself. So I deserve all the spoils of war. And anybody who decides they don't want to work hard enough to become those things, then they deserve to sit and accept they're my inferior. Yeah. That's their problem. I'm proud of myself, and I deserve to be. Yeah. Most people don't deserve to be proud of themselves. Yeah. And that's the truth. A lot of people say, oh, you know, I have confidence issues. And I say, if I was you, I would have confidence issues. Of course. I completely understand why you have confidence issues. You're a dork. But we have to be realistic here. We have to be absolutely and utterly realistic, because the world is brutal and it's harsh. If you're not proud of yourself, you probably don't deserve to be proud of yourself, so you're not going to feel happy. And you just talked about confidence. Confidence comes from competence. The reason I'm confident is because I'm good at everything. Right. I'm good at everything I do. The things I'm not good at, I'm not confident in, of course, and I know what they are. I don't do them very often. I've now created my reality to the point where I don't do anything I'm not good at.
You just hire.
I either hire or I just don't want to do it. Like I don't play darts. Yeah. I'm not good at darts, right? I do what I'm good at. Yeah. So yeah, I'm absolutely and utterly confident because I'm absolutely and utterly competent, and that takes practice and discipline and motivation, and you need to fail a few times, you need to get up. And like I said earlier, when I learned my entire mindset in professional fighting and chess, the two combined, that's how it comes down to. And when people say, oh, I have confidence issues, usually I can look them up and down and say, yeah, if I was you, I would completely and utterly struggle with confidence issues. Because the world is competitive, and there's men like me on the planet and friends like mine on the planet, and you're competing against us for money, for girls, for status, for resource, and you're going to be destroyed and decimated the entire time. So of course you have confidence issues when you can be annihilated in real time by the competitor. Yeah. Why wouldn't you have confidence issues? You'd be psychopathic not to. I couldn't sleep when I was broke, and this is what we're talking about, being uncomfortable and how it can motivate you. When I didn't have enough money to buy whatever I wanted, I couldn't fall asleep at night. Because I understood there are people out there that did, and I didn't see them as better than me. And I thought, why are these people who I don't see as my superior living an experience that I can't live? And it bothered me to the point where I could not sleep. So yeah, that was real. When you talk about suffering mentally, I don't really consider that suffering. I have had a very painful life. I still think to a degree I do, but that's self-inflicted. But I can't imagine living any other way. I can't imagine living in this idea, this utopian, every day, just, girls, drink, hedonism. I don't want that. Yeah, it's degenerate. I think the only thing you can do that's not degenerate is usually be fighting a battle or solving a problem.
Growth.
Yeah, growth. Yeah, so you need to either fight a battle or solve a problem to avoid degeneracy, which means I'm constantly looking for them. I'm currently one of the largest battles a man can possibly take on. I'm taking on the Matrix, the most powerful people on the planet.
Right, yeah.
So, yeah. Is my life difficult? Yeah. Am I complaining about that? No. In fact, I'd hate it for it to be any other way.
Okay,
so absolutely. Yeah. So I learned how to become self-disciplined and become self-motivated and work hard. And I learned how to face adversity and find strength within myself I didn't know I had, because people were trying to kill me inside of a cage. And you cannot replicate that by reading pages of a book. No. So it's a waste of time.
Yeah, you don't need to read about other people's experiences because you have enough of your own.
Absolutely. And so I'll actually say here right now, I'm a massive anti-reader. I think it's a mistake. Yeah. I think as a young man, if you want to get your life better, the most important thing you have are your waking hours. You need to be out competing all the other people on the planet who are hyper competitive. And if you think you have 8 hours to sit there and just read a book, you are wasting your time. You are too slow, and you are going to lose against people like me, because we're just too quick, too fast. Our networks are too various and large, and we make decisions too quickly, and we absorb information too quickly, and you're just behind the time. That's true, and we certainly have an attention span problem. Even I have it myself to a degree, but I think that's just the way the world is moving. I think you need to get ADHD, and you need to learn to control it within certain paradigms. You need to be able to sit and say, yes, I struggle to focus on this one particular video, for example, but as a whole, I can keep my focus within the parameters of work, whether I'm watching this video and talking on Telegram and replying to this email and reading this, just do it all at once. I mean, that's what I do. I've had people come into my office and say, are you on a phone call and playing chess and reading a web page at the same time? I'm like, yes. I'll be reading what I need to read and on the phone and at the same time playing chess. Otherwise, my brain's not full enough.
You need to be stimulated.
Yeah. So can I focus on one thing? Not easily, but am I massively successful doing enormous amounts of work? Yes, every single day.
Yeah,
so
that's the most important thing.
It's just staying within the parameters of constructive. If what you're doing with your energy is constructive and you're within those parameters, then you're going to be massively successful anyway.
Yeah.
So when I first got
this is interesting.
When I got extremely wealthy, I wanted to know where I kind of felt like I'd gone to outer space expecting to see aliens, and I got there and there were none.
No aliens.
I was like, where is everybody? Okay, I'm rich, but I expected once I became rich to meet other men who were rich, focused, intelligent, had their dating lives in order, their physical health in order, their finances in order, their connections in order. And I got to the top of the mountain. I looked around and realized nobody had it. Like, yeah, this guy's rich, but he's cucked by his wife and he's fat. This guy's rich, but he's controlled by the Matrix. This guy's rich, but he's dummy. He just made a bunch of money making music, rap. He's an idiot. This guy's rich. Like, and there was nobody who had it all. I was like, and I wanted a network of genuine predators. I wanted the Freemasons almost. I thought I didn't want to join their organizations, but I wanted people like you. I wanted people like me. So I started an organization to find those men. So now we have 3,000 members all around the world.
Wow.
A lot of them are very, very wealthy. A lot of them aren't. We have people who join who are 18-year-old brokies with nothing. That's fine.
They spent all their money on joining.
That's fine, yeah. Because if you're prepared to listen and learn, then you're in the right place. If you spend all of your time sitting around people who talk about how to become powerful and influential and rich,
you're just
guess what you're going to end up being? Powerful, influential, and rich. So now I have the greatest network on the face of the planet. And when I say it's maybe the most money, it's not because of the membership fee. The membership fee is very low. It's cheap. It's because of the opportunities and connections inside of the war room. And that's why I am ultra competitive, and that's why nobody will ever beat me. If you're an individual and you wake up and think, I want to make my life better, and you spend 8 hours reading a book, that's fine. When I wake up to maybe 25 messages from some of the most influential and rich people on the planet that you've never heard of, telling me, buy this now. This is an opportunity to make money on the Russian ruble. This is an opportunity to make money British here. Pound, This is an opportunity to make money on this land. This is what's going down in Iraq. Here we have an opportunity in Nairobi. And I'm sitting there going, okay, and I have got all this curated information and genuine opportunities in real time presented to me. And within 15 minutes, I've made a $5 million investment. You're on page 1. You're still reading your book.
The introduction.
You're still reading. You're still reading the introduction. And this is why, against people like me and my network and the other people inside the war room, you will always lose. So the war room's maybe the most money, but not because of membership fees or anything like that, because of the genuine connections and opportunities inside of the war room. And we're just free minds. Anybody who listens to what I say and agrees with it and likes it should understand that you are the sum of the 5 people you spend the most time with.
100%.
And if you know 100%. That, then you need to make sure you're not spending time with anybody you don't want to be. So people who join the war room, they join and they want to become professional. They want to become absolutely and utterly professional. And like I said, we have extremely seasoned and experienced and successful men, but we also have people joining saying with nothing, but they're humble enough to learn. I come here, I'm young, I don't have any money, or I'm old, I have a little bit of money, or whatever it is, but I am here to learn and absorb.
I want to commit.
I want to commit. And if you learn and absorb and you're in the right place, then you can do fantastically well. So the war room I mean, with the War Room Network now, I could never be broke ever again. It's impossible for me to ever go broke. I have access to billions of dollars I could loan from these men because I know they can trust me if they wanted to. I have a place I can sleep in 3,000 different locations around the world in big mansions. If I needed a Lambo, they'd send it to me. If I needed a visa for a country that you can't get a visa for, someone there will have a business to give me an LLC, to give me a visa via their business. If I need a jet, it comes. If I need information on anything, if I need to do a money transfer to Afghanistan, which if anyone's tried, they know how difficult that is. I got a guy who fixes that. Are you good? It's all there. It's everything. So whenever I have any problem in my life, no matter what it is, I go to the War Room. And in fact, I'll prove the power of the War Room right now. I became the most Googled man on the planet.
Yes.
I hacked every single social media algorithm to a way which people are sitting there trying to work out how I did it, and they can't work out exactly how it's done. The War Room did that. I went to them and said, I've decided to go overt as opposed to being underground. I want to go overt and break mainstream. And 4 months later, I was the most Googled man on the planet.
The War Room did that.
Of course. There's not many organizations on the planet that can do something like that.
No, none.
So when you have something that powerful, I created it because I wish it existed. That's what I was looking for when I got rich, and it didn't exist, so I created it myself.
Yeah.
And it's also, and I'll say this now, for any young man or any man who's serious about his journey or serious about himself, it's the most important place you can be. You're going to learn absolutely everything about the realities of Earth. Do not waste your time in some university. Do not waste your time reading books. Do not waste your time on YouTube watching some dork talk about Amazon FBA. Don't be an idiot. Join the War Room and you'll learn, and there's a spiritual journey involved as well. But every single person who joins the War Room ends up being an absolute consummate professional, and that's the most profitable enterprise.
How do you join?
At CobraTake.com, there's details. It's on my website. You go to CobraTake.com. And it will explain what the War Room is, how we work. We have meetings all around the world. We have meetups. In fact, we just had a meetup 3 days ago, impromptu. Usually they're planned in advance, but I had to talk to some guys and we sent a message 36 hours in advance. And we all I had to talk to everybody, no phones. So there was no phones and we didn't want to be bugged. So we went out to the desert here in Dubai. And in 36 hours, I think we got 35 men from around the world landed. We went to the desert, all with the black Escalades. It's all filmed and stuff. Yeah.
That was insane.
So I
never saw that many black Escalades.
It's a powerful network, and we're absolutely and utterly extremely wealthy. We don't break any laws.
Yeah.
So for the FBI, the NSA, whoever's listening, we don't break any laws.
Yeah.
We're law-abiding people who are very perspicacious and pay a lot of attention and are very dedicated. And we make sure that we look after ourselves and each other and our brotherhood. And we're trying to create a better world for the people we care about.